Episode 1. The Ghost Doesn't Knock. They say you can feel a storm before it breaks. I felt him. Not as a shape or a sound, but like the air in the ballroom had thickened, pressing against my lungs until breathing took effort. The music was bright, the laughter warmer still. My fiancé's family had gone to extravagant lengths for the engagement party. Polished marble floors, candlelight bouncing off cold leaf walls, champagne fountains spilling like liquid light. I stood beside Aaron, his arms tugged loosely around my waist. I smiled at people whose names I didn't remember, nodded when appreciated. Every moment felt rehearsed, safe, until it didn't. It began with a shift in the crowd, people moving in a way that made space without realizing why. The hairs on my arms prickled. I looked for Aaron, but someone had pulled him into a conversation near the far wall. I turned back, just as a stranger passed close behind me. My skin tightened, sensing him without knowing why. His pace didn't falter, but the next moment he was standing where Aaron had been seconds ago. Tall, dark suit, no drink in his hand, eyes like smoke trapped under glass. He didn't even smile, he didn't even greet me, he just looked, and I knew instinctively that he had already memorized the exact rhythm of my breathing. "This isn't your party," he said. I blinked. Excuse me? You don't belong here. Before I could answer, his fingers found my hand, not gripping, merely holding, but with the kind of finality that suggesting letting go wasn't an option. He guided me forward, not toward the buffet, not toward anyone I knew, but towards double doors at the far end of the hall. My first instinct was to pull away, but there was something in his gaze, cold, certain, that rooted me in place. It wasn't fear, not yet. It was the sense that if I fought now, in front of all these people, I would lose before the fight began. No one stopped us, no one noticed. We passed out of the gold light into a outer corridor, the sound of the ballroom fading behind us. My pulse quickened. "Sir, I think you are..." He stopped walking. Turned. The space between us was barely an inch. "You'll walk," he murmured, "or you'll be carried." The words weren't loud, but they echoed in my skull. My body moved again before I told it to. Outside, the garden smelled of rain-soaked roses. Moonlight glinted off the wet stone. The stranger led me down a narrow path, past a row of hedges, to a black car waiting with its door open. "I have people inside." I tried, the tremor in my voice betraying me. "No," he said, almost gently. "You don't." It wasn't a denial, it was a fact. And hearing it made my chest tighten. The door shut behind me with a sound that felt like the end of something. Inside the car, shadows slunk to his face. His profile was sharp, almost inhuman in stillness. The driver didn't look back. The city outside slipped past, faceless and blurred through tinted glass. I wanted to ask his name, but something told me he'd give me the wrong one. "Why?" I whispered. His eyes found mine in the dim. "Because you're owed." "Owed to who?" "To me." We drove in silence after that, the hum of the engine masking my shallow breaths. When the car finally stopped, tall iron gates rose before us, their spiked tops against the sky. The code was entered without a word. The house beyond was massive, not just grand. It felt more like a fortress disguised as a home. He led me inside. The air was cooler here, the walls thick with secrets. My room was small, windowless, furnished with only a bed and a chair. "You'll stay here," he said. "For how long?" "Until I decide otherwise." The clock clicked as he left. I pressed my ear to the door, but the silence was absolute. And yet, I couldn't shake the feeling he was still there. Not outside the door, closer. Like the ghost they whisper about in the dark, the one who doesn't knock.